Sinclair's Oyster Rooms, Manchester. A historic gem razed and relocated. Originally situated below street level, Sinclair's Oyster Rooms in Manchester underwent a fascinating transformation in 1971. The historic structure, adjoining with the Old Wellington Inn, was raised to street level and later moved to a completely new location. In order to make room for a new underground car park and to fit the new street level, Manchester's old shambles had to be lifted. The mammoth task involved raising the iconic structure by around 5 feet, a project that would take months. The Old Wellington Inn, a stunning Grade 2 listed half-timbered pub, is the oldest building of its kind in Manchester. The adjoining Sinclair's Oyster Bar, also Grade 2 listed, dates to the late 17th century, but it was first licensed as a restaurant in the 1860s. As the city's infrastructure evolved, new developments and modernisation plans began to shape the landscape of Manchester. One of the significant changes was the decision to raise street levels to accommodate new road systems and improve accessibility. Amidst these changes, Sinclair's Oyster Rooms and the Old Wellington Inn, same building, faced the prospect of being demolished or relocated. To preserve the historic significance of this cherished structure, a visionary decision was taken in 1971 to raise it to street level. This unique engineering feat involved lifting the entire building, a structure that had stood for centuries, and positioning it at the new street level. The structure was underpinned with a concrete raft that raised 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, using hydraulic jacks for 3 months, until 27th of October 1971, when it had been significantly raised to a total of 5 feet. This ingenious project was completed successfully, and Sinclair's Oyster Rooms and the Old Wellington Inn found a new home on the same spot, now at street level, as a testament to the city's dedication to preserve its heritage. The Oyster Rooms was a beloved establishment at its new street level location until a war challenged its legacy. Manchester became a key target for German bombers throughout the Second World War. In 1941, there was a especially deadly 2 nights, now known as the Christmas Blitz, in which 272 tons of bombs were dropped on the first night and 195 the following evening. This made the Manchester area the 11th most targeted area in Britain. The heavy bombing caused mass fires to break out, one of the biggest blazes in England since the Great Fire of London in 1666. Victoria Street, Miller Street and the shambles fell foul to the flames, and 684 people lost their lives, and more than 2,000 people injured. The destroyed area was only rebuilt as late as the 1970s, but since it had fallen, the Idle Centre and other more modern concrete buildings had been erected around the old site. So Sinclair's and the Old Wellington had to be put on concrete stilts to create a newly formed square. But there were more challenges ahead. In June 1996, an IRA bomb was detonated that tore through Corporation Street. However, the damage to Sinclair's was minimal, and the thick concrete building that surrounded the historic square protected it for the worst of the blast. This close call was amongst the reasons that it decided the building needed a new home. An ambitious plan was proposed that Sinclair's Oyster Bar and the Old Wellington would be upped and moved 300 metres, turned 180 degrees and nestled in the shade of the cathedral. Not everybody was pleased with this new innovation, with one member of the Manchester Civic Society warning it would create a kind of Walt Disney historic ghetto, and claiming perhaps in jest that it would be better to burn them down and have a firework display. Martin Stockley, civil engineer, and architect Ian Simpson were behind the idea, and despite initial caution, the plans were approved. In a move that astonished many, the decision was made to relocate the building, this time to a new location within the vicinity. The structure was carefully dismantled brick by brick, and each piece was meticulously catalogued to ensure a faithful reconstruction. The relocation process itself was an engineering marvel. Every brick, piece of timber, seat, staircase and piece of panelling was carefully taken apart. Every item was colour and letter coded, numbered, photographed and stored on computer before removal started. 4 carpenters worked constantly on the reconstruction of the 2 pubs, with Richard Bannister, project manager, overseeing the £2.5 million removal. The reconstruction and renovation was carried out by William Annally, a 250-year-old specialist company from York. This dedication culminated in the success of relocating the Sinclair's Oyster rooms to its new home, preserving its charm and history for generations to come. Today, Sinclair's Oyster Room continues to thrive in its new location in the city centre, keeping the spirit of the past alive while embracing the modern landscape of Manchester. Simultaneously, the Old Wellington Inn was moved next door. The establishment stands not only as a reminder of the city's history, but also as a testament to the collective will of a community determined to safeguard its heritage. Kirklees Council take note. Visitors to Sinclair's Oyster Rooms can savour the same seafood delicacies that have been enjoyed for centuries, while the walls echo with the laughter and conversations of generations past. The venue has excellent reviews on TripAdvisor and will carry on the legacy of the old building for years to come.